Thanks, Deputy Speaker, and I thank the member for Groom for his contribution. And I do note that he's the Deputy Chair of the Economics Committee, so he's got a strong interest in this space. I've got one word for him, and that is surplus. Surplus not in 1 year, but in 2 years, something that we haven't seen in years and years under those coalition governments. So if he wants to talk about spending restraint, if he wants to talk about fiscal responsibility, that's my answer to him, 2 surpluses back to back. I have been in this House now for a little over 2 years, been elected for a little over 2 years, and there have been moments in the last 2 years that I think will stay with me forever, regardless of how long I get to stay in this place. And there is one that I wanted to share with everyone here today because I think it is a good indication of what good governments do. As a female federal member of Parliament, International Women's Day is a very busy time in the calendar. You get invited to a lot of events, and there was one event in particular that I made sure I went to, and that was at a construction company just down the road from my office in the electorate in Burwood. And I must admit I had some preconceived ideas about the makeup of this company and the type of workers that they would have. But I really wanted to go to this International Women's Day event because I wanted to talk to the people there about all the measures that we are taking as a government to ensure that we have greater gender equity in this country. So I bowled up and I talked about the fact that we have, for the first time in our country's history, the first majority female federal government. But that in and of itself is not the achievement. The achievement is all the things that come from that. The fact that we've made childcare more affordable, we've increased pay for those working in the aged care sector, we've made domestic and family violence leave a part of work entitlements, and all of these measures are there because we have majority female federal government. But I finished on this one note, and I think it's important that I bring it up because I talked about the paid parental leave, a scheme that the Labor government introduced and is strengthening. And an important part of that is that part of the paid parental leave is put aside for the other parent. And that was the key point that I wanted to make to this group of construction workers, that we want to encourage both parents, mothers and fathers, to take leave so that they can provide care during this critical time. So I finished up my speech and asked if anyone had any questions, and there was a gentleman who put his hand up, and I thought, oh no, he's going to be accusing me of being too woke or the like. But he put his hand up and he said something that really floored me. He put his hand up, and mind you, he did it in front of all his colleagues, his male CEO, his male chair of the company, and he said, when his daughter was first born, he took a year off to look after her, and it was the best year of his life. He bonded with her, and he was so grateful to be able to take that time off. And that, to me, illustrates what good governments do. They recognise where the country is at, where society is moving towards, and that is to have both parents play a critical role in the care of their kids, and it helps to nudge them there. So I'm so proud of the measures that we are taking on paid parental leave. It was a Labor government that introduced this country's first government paid parental leave more than a decade ago, and it was something that I personally got to benefit from. And it's a Labor government that is strengthening that paid parental leave scheme. We are going to be increasing it to 26 weeks by 2026, and one of the key budget measures announced in this budget was that we are going to be paying superannuation on that paid parental leave. And all of us in this place know that superannuation is an investment in someone's retirement because you put the money in now and it's an investment that grows. And we know that women at the moment retire with 25% retirement income compared to men, and this is a critical change that is going to change that. So my lesson to those opposite is that when you put women at the heart of your government, you also put women at the heart of your budget, and this is the change that we need to see.